Hi, my name's Jenny and I'm the Managing Director of Stable One. I thought it would be good to update you in person, if you like, as to what's going on with our ministry right now in the midst of this coronavirus crisis. About a month ago, we had to make the really difficult decision to pull the pin on our winter shelter ministry that has taken place for the last 3 years. That's where churches in the Yarra Valley have worked together beautifully and opened up their buildings to offer more than a place to stay to people, men and women who are experiencing homelessness in our community. They've been offered a meal, a bed and breakfast, and volunteers who've given up their time to really care for these guests. This year we've been working hard helping other people across the state and beyond to plan to open up similar shelters. And we're really sad to find that out of all of those, there are none this year that are going to be taking place as far as we know. People are looking at different ways of still making a difference, whether that's by combining churches' food banks and providing meals. Others are looking into other alternatives for accommodation. We feel like this is as important a time as ever to still be doing something in this space. It would be really easy to throw in the towel and say, in the midst of coronavirus, this is all too hard, let's not even try. But I really believe that in the midst of a crisis, God has actually opened up an incredible opportunity for us and had actually gone before us without our knowing what was around the corner. So we are excited to say that we have been given the green light by the Stable One board, by the federal government, to go ahead with a new proposal. And we have our heads down and working really hard now to see if we can get something up and running for the winter. The winter shelter is considered an essential service, so we're good to go, but obviously there's lots of extra planning that we need to do in light of COVID-19. We're now looking to operate the shelter from a single venue, a conference centre in the Yarra Valley, which has individual bedrooms and shared bathrooms, a commercial kitchen, a dining room, conference room, games room, laundry, beautiful grounds as well. We're going to be needing volunteers still, but we'll be having live-in managers on the premises. And to get things going and to work out exactly how it's all going to work, we've put together a wonderful advisory committee which is made up of church pastors, representatives from local and state government, and some representatives from housing organisations and board members of Stable One. And together they bring along a really wide and broad range of experience and skills. And we're excited that a team like that is having input into planning and policy making and direction and management of this new project. Local churches are again being invited to contribute and to get involved with the project. The biggest thing that the church can do right now, and even as we go into the project, is to pray. Stable One started with prayer, with a group of Christians from different churches coming together and asking God, what can we do in this space? And we heard from God and we've been following him ever since. And we are undergirding everything we do with prayer. So if you are a Christian and you have a relationship with God, then please pray with us for our future and for direction as we plan for this new project. We're going to be looking for volunteers. We're still working on exactly roles and responsibilities and timetable for when we need people. We'll obviously have some COVID screening questions for volunteers, and so some people will be excluded this year because of the risk to themselves if they were to take part as a volunteer. So we're taking some good advice around all of that. We've had to work hard to redo our whole budget. The one that we set in January no longer makes any sense. We have a completely new set of expenses with a new project, and as many of you know, had to cancel our big annual fundraising event in March as well. So we are working on that, working hard on redoing some existing grant applications and doing some new applications. But we continue to be amazed and blessed by the steady stream of donations that just seem to keep coming in to Stable One, which are unsolicited and come from so many different places, so many individuals and community groups, churches, schools, businesses. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, even in the midst of so much uncertainty. To look at the bank balance and see that money is still continuing to come in is a massive, massive blessing. And God has got this. I know that for sure. But every time we hear on the news, stay home, I just can't help but think, what happens if you don't have one? And there are, in Victoria, at the last census count, 24,000 people who were counted as homeless in our state. I'm pleased to see that the state government has announced for 4 pop-up facilities that are going to provide some healthcare for rough sleepers who have some symptoms of the coronavirus. But it's not for everybody. There's still an enormous need for more safe and affordable accommodation, particularly at this time. Our new format shelter is not going to solve a problem. We know that, but we know that it will at least provide some safe and supportive accommodation to some people through the coldest months of the year. And so we're working as hard as we can to open as soon as we can, and we'll be keeping you up to date with our needs and ways that you can get involved. As I said, prayer is the most important thing that you can do right now. Pray with us for wisdom as we make decisions. Pray with us as we work out who's going to come stay with us this year. We've been so blessed in the past to have met some beautiful people through this ministry, and I know that there's more out there for us to meet this year. I just want to finish with a really short part of Isaiah 58. I was sent a beautiful email last month by one of the churches who's partnered with us to say that they had been in prayer and fasting, and that they were wholeheartedly invested in partnering with Stable One to offer shelter to our most vulnerable community members this winter. And they sent me this Bible passage that I just want to close with right now. Let the oppressed go free and remove the chains that bind people. Share your food with the hungry and give shelter to the homeless. And that's found in Isaiah 58 verses 6 and 7. Thank you for your support for our ministry. I look forward to filling you in as we have more news to share in the near future. Bless you.